Hi guys. So today we are going to learn how to just ditch your weighing scale, because traditionally all ladies and all gents are actually really scared of weighing themselves on the weighing scale, and then it's such a depressing thought, just to see that maybe your weight is not less, or maybe your weight has increased. So whatever it may be, does weight really matter? What my opinion is, and the opinions of really great nutritionists and health professionals, that weight is never ever the only measure by which you can actually come to a conclusion about your health. There are many people who may weigh in the right BMI, whatever calculation, but when it comes to the diseases that they have, they still have it. And there are people who maybe not in the range of the perfect BMI, but still they are healthy in many other ways, and they don't have any so-called diseases like diabetes or cholesterol or whatever. So what I would prefer you is, don't just kill yourself always with the weighing scale. So how are we going to get rid of this weighing scale and this thought of weight is my health, weight is my health? Weight is not your health. Your health actually depends on how you feel from within. It's if you're overweight, okay, I understand you have to reduce, but does that mean that only weight is the criteria? No. See, throughout your journey of these 90 days, that's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn that weight is not what's the ultimate protocol of your health, but it is how you feel. How do you take your decisions when it comes to the day-to-day choices? How do you feel about food? How do you feel about yourself? All that matters, right? It's not just the weight. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing that you have to learn is you have to be like a child. Yes. Have you ever noticed a child? When a child is young, okay, maybe 1 or 2 years, if you just play around with them, you'll know one thing. They really cry out when they're hungry, and when they're really full, they tell stop. Right? Nobody is there to teach them, but the only thing that they know is their body signals. When they are hungry, they just cry, and when they are full, they just tell you to stop. Or even if you put a mouthful of anything into their mouth, they're just going to spit it out because they are so disciplined. But what happens is, as we get elder, or as we get older, or as we get into that adulthood, what happens is, maybe because of the deadline, maybe because of some sort of emotional eating habit, or maybe because we have to just finish whatever is there in our plate because we are disciplined to be so in our homes, what happens is we neglect these body signals. So the first basic thing that you have to come back to is actually just being in touch with your body signals all the time from now. So how are you going to develop it? The first thing is chewing very well. Yeah, the more and more you chew, what happens is, maybe within a period of 10 to 15 minutes, your brain will naturally send out a signal. This will just happen once you start chewing and you start enjoying your meal very well. Within a period of 15 minutes, your brain will actually ask you to stop naturally. And it's like you'll really feel that urge, like you can't take it anymore. And it happens when you give the time, and when you take that decision to just to just try it out. Okay, so all I want to tell is not to try it out, but to make it your habit. Yeah, you're going to make sure that you're going to chew your food, and you're going to enjoy your food, so that you train your brain in such a way that your brain is going to tell you when to stop. Okay, it might take some time, maybe within a week or 2 weeks you will get in touch with your body signals, because it is always there. You just have to be aware of it. Okay, so it takes time, but it's always good to bring it back into your life. And you have to bring it back into your life if you really want to be healthy throughout your life. Okay, so that is one habit, the habit of making your body signals really tell you when to stop and when to start. Okay, so that is one thing. The second thing is, never ever try to go into a situation where you just suck out the energy in you, and you feel so hungry that if you take a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is like you're intensely hungry and 10 is like you're totally sickly full, you never take yourself into all these extremes where you're intensely full or you're intensely hungry. Okay, so what you have to just keep in mind is, you eat in such a disciplined way, like from time to time, every 3 hours you eat in the right portion, so that you are in a scale of 3 to 4, where you have a sane mind and where you eat slowly and where you make the right decisions to eat. But what happens when you just neglect all your body signals, and you either indulge in, you're just sickly full, or if you're intensely hungry and you haven't eaten anything, what happens is, when you're emotionally down and when you're so intensely hungry, there is every chance of indulging into sweet. Yeah, it is just like that, because our body is so tired and it wants calories somehow. And the best places to get instant calorie is, of course, sugar, is of course the junk food. And there is no wonder, when we are so ultimately hungry, all that we are looking for is a biscuit, or for a ice cream, or for a chocolate, or for anything, maybe like a burger, that just shuts down that hunger. So do you understand? So always be in touch with your body, and from time to time always just make sure that you are not going into the into the extremes, where you are very much full, or where you are just not having anything at all for energy. Okay, so always remember that if you keep yourself in a balanced way, you are never going to take a bad decision. That's how our mind is. All you have to do is train yourself to do that. And the third way in which you can really help yourself to get out of this weighing scale is actually a very adventurous one. Okay, you're going to make sure that all that craving food items is right in front of your eyes. Yeah, it might really shock you, but it is a way of training your brain. Okay, I would call this the brain train method. What is this brain train method? It is actually keeping that food that you crave the most in front of you, until and unless a point where you are just emotionally neutral to it. For example, I love ice cream. So what happened? This happened in my home. So my brother loves ice cream. So what he does is, he always stores it in the fridge. So I am in a sort of healthy journey, and I always see that. In the beginning, there were times when I used to eat it more and more, because it's always going to be there. After some time, what happened is really, really unimaginable, because I started thinking, you see, it's going to be there. What's a big deal about it? I'm going to have it anyway. So naturally, what happened is, my brain just got trained just to manage that. It just got emotionally a food that is emotionally neutral. I don't have that intense craving to have that, because I know it is always there. So it is almost like training your brain to just be okay whether a food is there or not. It's not like if you see a bag of chips, you're going to just indulge into that. But once you keep the bag of chips in a place where you're going to see it daily, you are just going to think, do I really need that? Okay, so that is how you train your brain. That is how you become emotionally matured in taking a decision. So if you have made up your mind, you will be able to take the decision on the run. Okay, all you have to believe in is in yourself. You are not going to just get out and just go on eating all over the place. It won't happen. With time, you will control yourself. So that is the brain train method. Okay, guys, so these are the 3 ways in which you can really get out of that scaring weighing scale. Okay, never let the weighing scale ever hold you down. Okay, the way you feel, that $1,000,000 feeling is what you need even after the 90 days journey. Okay, guys, so take care and make sure that you always take the balanced choices.